Joining us now, attorney Shaun Naidoo has been with us before to take a look at some legal stories, the legal side of what's happening in the news, and a couple of mask stories here, and then we're going to get to a crazy one in Florida about a guy at a Waffle House. That's just a doozy. But first, Shaun, welcome in. Thanks for being here.
Good morning, JT.
So it seems now the courts, the Supreme Court on Joe Biden's mandate with the vaccine or show us your papers of proof, the U.S. said, U.S. Supreme Court, nah, you're not going to be able to do that. So that's no more. And now we have a New York judge telling the Democratic governor there, mask mandate, nah, he can't be doing that either. So what was the judge's decision based on in the New York case?
Well, I think the New York case is now going to follow, the U.S. Supreme Court case, which is very clear when they said that any type of mandate or any type of, mask policy has to follow the state legislator, the legislative process. And the same thing is happening here in New York. The governor's trying to do a executive order, and the state Supreme Court judge struck it down, saying, you have to have it approved by the state legislator. So I think it's going to become more clear, as we move forward, that if it doesn't go through the legislative process, it's not going to be upheld in court.
Do you think as we get closer and closer to being on the other side of this whole pandemic mess this summer, a lot of doctors are saying that this is going to change? Will this alter elections where if the legislatures are looking at this and they're pushing through with these types of mandates or not? Because there are some people that want the mandates, i.e. in Virginia with the schools. But do you believe that this will actually change some, seats, if you will, in the midterms because of these types of mandates?
Well, I think if you want, no matter where you sit on the, which side of the fence you sit on, I think if you want, any type of policy implemented, it's going to have to happen at that legislative, process. So I do think things are going to get swung, and I do think that people will run maybe on that one topic. Mm-hmm. That's how that Virginia governor, he won his race because he was running on, giving parents the rights, to make decisions on their kids and their schools.
Right.
And so, I do think that we're going to see that in this midterm election, and I do think it'll swing one way or the other based on what the people want.
Yeah, and for the most part, Democrats are pushing more for mandates than Republicans are, generally speaking, across the board. Taking a look at the Virginia school board situation up there, where they're going to be suing over this new mask optional order. I mean, there's some districts up there that now want the new governor, Glenn Youngkin, to get off this no mandate. They want a bit of a mandate for their kids in the schools. So Virginia's an interesting state as it leans left big time around D.C. and Fairfax County. But the rest of Virginia, south and east, goes Republican. So what about this? Where's this going to end up?
I think it's the same thing as the New York one. I think once it's coming back to an executive order by the governor, and the court is going to say, now that we have the Supreme Court of the United States that's made a ruling, we have a roadwork and a framework that we have to follow. And I believe that they're going to say that this also has to go through the legislator to make that decision on whether to have a mandate for masks in the school district.
Well, Glenn Youngkin, his executive order allowed the parents, to opt their kids out of this school mandate. So he was giving it back to the parents. You think that will change and they're going to have to, go through the courts even on the other side of the coin with this?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what I was saying. I don't think it matters whether it's mandate or not mandate. It's the legislative process that needs to be followed.
Yeah.
And so in the New York and in this Virginia one, they didn't follow that. And so that's why I think both of them, will be, struck down,
right.
and they're going to tell them to go back to the legislator.
All right, quickly, a crazy story out of Florida at a Waffle House. Apparently this guy's been arrested over an outburst about bacon. What in the world happened there?
From my understanding, he didn't like the way his bacon was cooked, and so he started, yelling racial slurs and all of that. And my question to him now is, how are you going to like your bologna cooked, So he's in jail, so he's getting bologna now.
Where he belongs. Come on, man. The bacon's not cooked to your liking? You're at Waffle House. You're not at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. Stop it. All right. Very good. Shaun Naidoo, thank you so much. I appreciate you.